Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to insert your custom ear tip onto the 3D ME earpiece, how to get it into your ear canal as fast as possible, and then how to take care of them. Grab your custom ear tip. You'll notice that one part is sort of a bowl and its shape has sort of an ovalish, larger opening on one end and a smaller ovalish opening on the other end. This is the part that envelops the actual earpiece of the 3D ME, like a harness. The other part is essentially your ear canal, or the shape of your ear canal. It's been molded to your ear, and inside you'll see a really small tube that's been hollowed out or drilled out. You can see it since the silicone is clear. This is where the sound will travel from the ear tip through your ear canal and then hit your eardrum. So first, find the blue L or the red R, that stands for left and right, on your custom tip. Over time, you won't need to rely on the letters. You'll just recognize the shape or even the feel of which one is for which ear, but in the beginning, it's helpful to have. Find the earpiece with the corresponding letter of your 3D ME. These are in white, but it'll be an L or an R as well. If you do have the comply foam tip still on your earpiece, just pinch it, squeeze it, pull it off. And you're going to find the black tip of your earpiece. Then you're going to find the opening of that tiny little hole that's been drilled out. You're going to insert the black tip through the large part of the bowl, not the small part. Grab it with your thumb and index finger and kind of pop it inside. And again, because it's clear, it's kind of cool because you'll be able to see whether it's in or not. Here you can see that it is indeed in that hollowed out tube. Most of the rest of the earpiece will slide into place pretty automatically, but you may just have to give it a little bit extra push to make sure it's as snug as possible. Now getting it in your ear canal. This part's trickier, but it is not rocket science. It's always a little bit awkward at first, but with practice, it'll become second nature. First, orientation. The cable here will eventually sit and wrap around the top of your ear, your pinna to be exact. I recommend putting your index finger on the side where the cable is, your thumb on the other side, like so. And then this, of course, is the part that will go into your ear canal. For most people, you won't want to insert it straight into your ear because typically if you do that, the silicone will just push back on itself and not go into your ear. Because remember, the ear canals are curvy, your ear canals are curvy and twisty and turny. So what I recommend is twisting it 90 degrees downwards so that now your thumb is facing the back of your head and your index finger is facing your face. And then inserting it into your ear. So get that tip in the ear canal. And you're going to, from here, twist 90 degrees back the other direction, like you're taking a drink. Twist and push. And then once it's in there, we'll take the cable and secure it a little bit more behind your ear. Then you'll do that on the other side. For a lot of people, it's as easy as that, but for most people, you will need some additional tips and tricks. So here they are. Ear canals angle slightly upwards. So when you're pushing it in, instead of pushing it this way, you actually want to let your elbow come down and think about pushing upwards towards sort of the top of your head or towards your eyes. So that'll help for most people. The second thing is ear canals are mostly made of cartilage, and most are very soft and flexible. So if you do the following things, it'll help to straighten your ear canal out a little bit, which makes it easier to insert the ear tip in there. So the things that you can do are either open your mouth really widely, which works for me. You can like this. And remember, more than half of your colleagues have gotten some kind of custom ear product. So over time, perhaps it'll be not uncommon to see people right before a loud passage open their mouths really widely. You also can reach behind or underneath and pull your pinna to help straighten your ear canal. That's why an audiologist or a doctor will pull on your ear when they're looking inside your ear. It's easier to see inside. You can also smile or a combination. What works best for me is pulling the ear and opening my mouth widely. Bam. Now, I know that you're not going to have time. Most of you won't have time to put your instruments down, reach behind, pull your ear. So try the smile or the mouth open part, and that should help a lot. This is my attempt to show you what this all looks like from your own perspective. This is the right custom tip. There's the R. We find the large opening of the oval, and then that tiny little hole inside. We take the ear tip, push it in the tiny hole, and then push to get the rest of the earphone in the harness. All right, now it's very snug and secure. As you can see, for most people, and my ear canal is a good example of this, it's an ear canal that angles upwards and it has a bend, but not an incredibly sharp bend. You're gonna first rotate it down so that your thumb is facing towards you, your finger towards the front of your face. And then as you insert it in your ear, you twist and push upwards with your thumb. So again, you start here, and then as you're inserting it, you rotate about 90 degrees and you end up there. For people who might have an incredibly sharp bend, the rotation, as I said, would be more on the vertical axis. So you're going to rotate a little bit more this way. And that would be to get around the curve, that very sharp curve of the ear canal. Now I want to talk about a couple other tips and tricks if you have tried the previous things and you're still having difficulty inserting the ear tips. One thing is a lot of people have very bendy ear canals. Everybody's ear canals bend and curve a little bit, but some people's have a very sharp bend. And you may have heard me mention in your appointment, like, oh, you have a really sharp bend in your ear canal. If you're one of these people, then you might actually need to have a slightly different technique of inserting. Before, I was recommending that you rotate on a horizontal axis like this. And as you insert it, you rotate it back towards the back of your head like you're taking a drink. But if you have a really, really sharp bend, you may actually need to rotate on the vertical axis to be able to get that ear tip around the corner of that bend. And you also will definitely need to open your mouth widely or pull on your pinna. So again, another thing, silicone is kind of sticky, and especially when it's winter and it's cold and the air is dry and your ear canals are dry, it can be hard to get in because of friction. So one thing that a lot of people do is they lubricate the tip. Lubricate, what do you mean? Well, they make products that actually you put onto the ear tip, to the silicone, to make it a lot less sticky and make it easier to slide into the ear. Then some people lick their ear tips. Yes, it's kind of disgusting, but it's true and it's very effective. I'm not really that comfortable licking my ear tips. So sometimes you can put saliva on your pinky, transfer that to your ear tip. It's a little less gross. But again, the idea is that if there's a lot of friction, it's a lot harder to get in. Often you'll notice on a really hot summer day when the ear wax in your ear is kind of a lot softer, there's sweat, it's almost like it's melted. You'll find earplugs and custom products are so easy to get into your ear. And that's just because there's less friction. So those are two other things that you can try if you're having difficulties. The last thing I want to talk about is cleaning. In general, it really just depends on how much earwax your ears produce and how quickly the ear tips get clogged with earwax. But at the very least, at least once a month, you want to remove the custom ear tips from the earphone and soak them in warm dish soap and water for about 10 minutes. And then rinse off the soap and let them dry. And that's just kind of good, giving them a good cleaning.
But basically, if you see wax, just remove it. You can use a cleaning brush, you can use a toothbrush, you can use a wipe. If you're someone like me and you have baby wipes sitting around everywhere, you can use a baby wipe. But you don't want to use alcohol. Alcohol can cause the silicone to start peeling away. So no alcohol with silicone. The last question that I often get is, how do I know that it's inserted properly? First, it should feel incredibly secure and snug. It should not feel at all like it's going to fall out of your ears. But then you can also do the seal test, which is part of the app of the 3DME. It essentially lets us listen for low frequencies. If you have a good seal in the ear, the low frequencies will stay in the ear canal and you'll hear bass, you'll hear low frequency. But if there's even a very small leak, the first thing to leave the ear canal are low frequencies or bass sounds. So those are the two ways to know that if you're getting a good seal. And then another couple questions I get, sometimes people feel like it's really uncomfortable. These are custom to your ear. They should be comfortable. It can, if you've never had a custom product, it can take a little bit of time to just get used to something being inside your ear that has a snug and tight fit. But if it's uncomfortable after you've tried it for, let's say, a total of 5, 6, 7 hours of wear time, if you're still feeling like it's uncomfortable somewhere, contact us. It could be that there's a fit issue, something beyond what we addressed in this video. It does happen. It happens very rarely, but it's not impossible that there's some kind of fit issue. All right, good luck, and I can't wait to hear how everything goes for everybody.